Okay, I first like to say I apologize for being late, particularly with the videos concerning the NBA trade. Your boy was mad busy, but looking for you guys, and you guys know that I love the NBA. I'm gonna go through a lot of these videos breaking down these latest trades, and the one trade I want to talk about is Jimmy Butler heading to the Golden State Warriors. Uh, the Heat will receive Andrew Wiggins, Kyle Anderson, PJ Tucker, Donald Davell or Donovan Mitchell, 2025 first round pick via the Warriors. Is top 10 protected. The Warriors will receive Jimmy Butler. They will also receive the Warriors will also receive from the Jazz, KJ Martin, Josh Richardson, a 2028 second round pick via the Philadelphia 76ers, a 2031 second round pick via the Heat. All right. So first and foremost, let's talk about about the trade officially. I feel like the Miami Heat, to me, by judging this trade, they pretty much have given up on being very, very competitive as far as winning an NBA title for the next. I will go as far as 2 seasons. You may have other people that may, say longer, but I would say at least 2 seasons. So this is a short rebuild for the Miami Heat. Now I know everyone's going to be saying, well, they still have plenty of players on the Heat roster that they can still be very competitive. But if you look at it from Pat Riley, the Miami Heat, let's just be realistic. Even with Jimmy Butler, they would have had a hard time beating the Milwaukee Bucks and the Boston Celtics. The Boston Celtics have a dynasty there. They're here to stay. They're going to be dominating the East for several seasons. I say at least 3, possibly 4 seasons. Maybe they'll have a trade down the road to bolster their roster or add a superstar. But if you look at the Boston Celtics, if you look at the East, there's really nobody on the landscape that can compete with the Boston Celtics. Now, the Philadelphia 76ers, now they've been rattled with a lot of injuries, but next year, Joel Embiid will be a lot more healthier. Playoff P, Paul George will be a lot healthier. Tyrese Maxey is going to continue the work. They have a very special team with the Philadelphia 76ers. But if you look at the Miami Heat, they're looking at it as we don't have enough talent that's going to topple those 3 teams I just mentioned. So why don't we just pull this back some, do a quick rebuild or a full rebuild. That's what's on their table. They can turn this around. And if you look at Pat Riley and if you look at the Miami Heat organization, they are excellent at the NBA draft. So they can rebuild this team similar to what the Houston Rockets have already done. Similar to what I don't know to the degree of the Oklahoma City Thunder. The Oklahoma City Thunder have a gang of picks, all right? And if you look at the Oklahoma City Thunder, they're ready to compete and possibly win a title in the next, I say in the next 3 or 4 years while they have that team intact. And they got so many first round draft picks, a team like the Miami Heat who have talent wouldn't mind giving away some of their talent for a couple of those first round draft picks. Now, that's also on the horizon for the Miami Heat. So if you look at it from the Miami Heat's perspective, and also Pat Riley was not too happy with Jimmy Butler. Eric Spoelstra was not too happy with Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler was not too happy with the situation he finds himself with the Miami Heat. Even Jimmy Butler knows that this team, as long as there's the Boston Celtics, Milwaukee Bucks, Philadelphia 76ers in that particular order, as long as they're in the East, there's no chance in hell that the Miami Heat were going to eclipse all of those teams, or even one of those teams, particularly in a series. So if you look at Jimmy Butler's perspective, it's time to go west, young man, and do his thing out west and get with a team that can possibly be very competitive, or at least get him in the playoffs. And he feels like the Golden State Warriors should be able to do that. Now, let's talk about the Golden State Warriors and Jimmy Butler, adding Jimmy Butler. Okay, so the Golden State Warriors, they had their own miniature big three a couple of years back, particularly when they were in their prime with Draymond, Klay Thompson, and Steph Curry, and then you build around that talent. The Golden State Warriors are not that team that was, winning championships, being very competitive deep into the playoffs, going to the NBA Finals and things of that nature. The Golden State Warriors are an above average team that can be very competitive. And, if they can get on a good streak, like a couple of seasons back, they can possibly, win an NBA title. If you look at the Golden State Warriors, and if you look at their roster right now, they've been holding a lot of these pieces that they have on their roster that they're okay with, but they don't feel strongly about the pieces that they have with the Golden State Warriors. Plus, if you look at Draymond Green, he's older. He's not the same player he once was. If you look at Steph Curry, he's still throwing up numbers, but it's not on a regular, consistent basis. And and you can sum it up by his age, and you can also sum it up by the talent. If you can't spread the floor, it makes it easy for the defense to just key in on Steph Curry, so Steph Curry won't, blow up like he's accustomed to. All right. So if you look at the Golden State Warriors, adding Jimmy Butler, he's a scorer. He can also play defense. He's a two-way player. He can play defense. I don't know if he can score consistently and be dominant on the defensive end on a consistent basis when he was in his prime. But having Jimmy Butler there, when we look at the defensive side of things, the Golden State Warriors, that's something that they never had since Klay Thompson. Klay Thompson was their defensive. I wouldn't call Klay Thompson a defensive stopper, but Klay Thompson will get the call on the best player who they're playing against, either if it's a small forward, a guard, or even a point guard. And it made life easier for the Golden State Warriors, back in the day. So you're getting a defender, but you're also getting a scorer, someone who can create their own shots, who can play around the floor, who can cut and move, who can do pick and rolls, things of that nature. Steve Kerr is going to have a excellent and wonderful time with having Jimmy Butler, and the ways he can position Jimmy Butler to be successful in the NBA. I feel like there's a lot of tread on the tires of one Jimmy Butler. He doesn't have to be the primary. He doesn't have to be that person that you heavily depend on for offense. You still got Steph Curry, and you still have some servable pieces that can score here and there. So you don't really need Jimmy Butler night in and night out to constantly score. All right. I think Jimmy Butler will be an excellent floater. Someone that you can, Jimmy Butler will take the task on defending the best wing player on the other side. Therefore, Draymond Green can possibly play more four. Sometimes put Draymond Green in the center position. He won't be a liability on the offensive end. And Draymond Green's a tough guy. Okay. He takes no ish from nobody. So he returns back to his normal form when they had Klay Thompson and when they were winning all those titles. Now, is Draymond Green going to be the same Draymond Green as years past? I don't think so, but he'll be a servable player. Steph Curry, this will ignite Steph Curry on the offensive end. Steph Curry will get some more open looks because now when you are a team, well, who are you going to double the most? Butler or Steph Curry. So you have a dual threat there where teams when they're trying to scheme on the defensive side of things, how we're going to defend Jimmy Butler, how we're going to defend Steph Curry. Steph Curry may be along in the two. He may be a little older. Butler is a little older. But, hey, man, you can't leave these guys open. All right? You're going to have some type of defense or a defensive plan for Jimmy Butler and Steph Curry. So, you guys love it how I grade. I will give this a B+ for the Golden State Warriors, and I will give this a D+ for the Miami Heat, and allow your boy to explain. Even though this is a decent, a great trade, I don't think it's the best trade, but just say it's a good trade. I don't think it's going to change the future of the Golden State Warriors. I think the Golden State Warriors are the 4th or 5th best team. I don't think this trade elevates them as a serious threat to come out from the West. Particularly, this is a trade that you won't reap the rewards or the benefits of this trade until next year. And you see how things shake next year. But if you look at next year, look, the San Antonio Spurs made some trades made trades this year and the year before that's going to enhance the San Antonio Spurs' future for next year. Okay, Victor Wembanyama, you guys know I butcher people's names on the constant. You know who I'm talking about. He's going to start contending, and you slowly but surely, the San Antonio Spurs are building talent around him. So they're going to start being real contenders next year and future years after that. If you look at the Oklahoma City Thunder, they're here to stay. They're going to be strong contenders and a strong candidate to come out the West and possibly win an NBA title. And you have to give kudos to the San Antonio Spurs. A lot of people thought that they were dead in the water when they got rid of James Harden. And then, Kevin Durant left to Golden State Warriors. And then after that, Russell Westbrook. A lot of people thought that, man, they got, all that talent just left OKC. It's going to be a while. It's hard to replace that type of talent. If you look at what Sam Presti's doing with the Golden State Warriors, with the Oklahoma City Thunder, man, he got that team turned around very, very quickly. And there's a blueprint out there for other GMs and executives. They're looking at Sam Presti and the great work he's doing with Oklahoma City Thunder. And a lot of these franchises are going to reproduce what Sam Presti has already done and achieved that. Okay. So, and if you look at the Houston Rockets, they're going to be serious contenders next year. They got their coach, they got the players. Maybe a couple of pieces here and there, they could be a strong contender as well. If you look at the Dallas Mavericks, what they did, and I talked about this earlier this week, getting Anthony Davis. They have done trades here and there. They can win the title. The Dallas Mavericks can win the title this year and next year. It's a small window, but they still can possibly. They are strong favorites to win the title this year and next year, and we'll see. We'll kick the tires around later on down the road for the third year. Are they going to be a strong contender for the third year? So, if you look at all the teams out west, what do they all have in common? Okay, either they have organically rebuilt the roster. They have drafted very, very well. They have hit on a lot of players, and you're seeing you're seeing what they're growing in their garden, and it's some very fresh fruits and vegetables. All right, And then when you look at teams like the Dallas Mavericks, they have made some great choices in free agency. They didn't tie a lot of their money on a lot of players. They have carefully picked who they're after and things of that nature. So, yeah, if you look at the Dallas Mavericks, they're in a position where they can possibly win the title. If not, if not this year, definitely next year. And they position themselves as far as the third and the fourth year. So, and the Denver Nuggets, they are still a domino. They still have the capabilities of possibly. They're in the running to possibly win a title in the next 3 years, but then they're going to have to reset. They have a dilemma down the road. The players that they have will get older, so they're going to have to retool that roster once again. And if you look at the Utah Jazz and what they're doing, they're slowly but surely having enough high draft picks to start their rebuild as well. The Clippers, they're always going to be the Clippers. They got James Harden, and they got oh my God, Kawhi Leonard. They're going to be decent, okay, but they're going to get older. They need to start thinking about rebuilding as well. And if you look at the what the Los Angeles Lakers, that big trade they did earlier this week, getting Luka, obviously they're preparing for the future, life without LeBron James. It's going to be. I'm not going to look at Luka Doncic and LeBron this year as are they going to fit, whether or not. This is something that you have to look at for the next following year. And if you look at the Los Angeles Lakers, and they're still they were still in the trade rooms trading for some players. If you look at the players that they have picked up and they have let go of, they're clearly looking at Luka and saying, we need to build around Luka. I think LeBron is just going to be a centerpiece for I don't think LeBron, they're going to still take care of LeBron, the Los Angeles Lakers, but they're looking at their future, and they know their future is not going to include LeBron James. They're going to draft and trade and build around Luka. LeBron can play as long as he wants with the Los Angeles Lakers, but I think as far as LeBron's reign, as far as in the front office and players he wants, those days are over, okay? I've done videos talking about LeBron's reign in the front office. I mean, the power he had. At one point, LeBron, he wanted Russell Westbrook, and I felt like the Lakers front office, as well as the owner Jeannie Buss, they got burnt by that decision. Okay, if they would have stayed pat, who knows? They could have probably won another title. But they wanted to entertain a Russell Westbrook, all right? Now, they did give LeBron some leeway by drafting his son. And I think LeBron's saying that he wants to play in the NBA when his other son is eligible to compete in the NBA. I don't know if if his son is available, or if they just pick his son off the street. That's a possibility, but he doesn't get those choices like he used to with Los Angeles. Clearly, they're building something around Luka, and they're looking at the future. Luka and the Lakers. Now, there's been reports out there that they're trying to iron out something contract-wise with Luka. They're at a stalemate there. If you've been listening to the NBA news, It seems like the Golden State Warriors may have a little buyer's remorse with Jimmy Butler because I feel, I read an article that they're having a contract dispute with Jimmy Butler. I don't know how many years Jimmy Butler has on his contract, or he's a free agent. I don't know the status quo on Jimmy Butler, but yeah. So that's in the rumor mills. I mean, no one official from the Golden State Warriors have said anything. No one official from the Lakers have said anything about Luka, and they shouldn't, because they're trying to get on good terms with both of these players. So, yeah. So, yeah, that's pretty much it on this video. Like I said, if I had to choose between, I think the Golden State Warriors won in the short term. Not too sure about the long-term effects of this trade for the Golden State Warriors. And if you look at the Miami Heat, they had to do something because they was going to lose Jimmy Butler for nothing. This was just one of those trades. And then two, Pat Riley has grown very tiresome of Jimmy Butler and his antics and things of that nature. So they were saying, hey, let's just get something. All right. Now I was going to talk about the possibility of Kevin Durant coming back to the Golden State Warriors. We'll do that in another video. But guys, tell me what you think. Rate, comment, subscribe. It's your boy. I'm up out of here. Deuces.